Gerald Ford seemed like just a really nice guy. In his very first address to the American people, that niceness came out when he said, look, I want to heal the wounds of Watergate. I want to end America's national nightmare. In fact, hearing his words, the New York Times said this about Gerald Ford. The simplicity with which Gerald R. Ford addressed the nation as he took the oath of office in the White House yesterday reflects the nature of this unpretentious man. It also suggests the straightforwardness and the humility which may be expected to characterize Mr. Ford's approach to the great office he will now occupy. As further proof of Ford's niceness, he was so unlike Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon was a liar, he was grudge-holding, he was an introvert. Ford was gregarious, outgoing, seemed honest, seemed straightforward. In fact, Ford invited to the White House people and groups who'd been shunned by Nixon. Labor union leaders, members of the Congressional Black Caucus were invited to the White House by Ford. One former Nixon aide witnessing all of this said, I haven't seen so many smiles around here in a long, long time. In addition to being a nice guy, Ford, as The Simpsons suggested, seemed like an average Joe. He worked in his shirt sleeves, cooked his own breakfast. He loved sports. He loved to watch football. He enjoyed skiing. He enjoyed swimming. He enjoyed playing golf. He enjoyed doing things that many Americans enjoy doing. You put it together. This president who seems like a really nice guy, this president who seems like an average Joe, this president who promised to heal the country. It's understandable why Ford's approval rating by early September of 1974 was 71%. Yet it all came crashing down. It all came crashing down because of Ford's decision a month after becoming president of the United States to pardon Richard Nixon. Ford gave three reasons for this decision to pardon Nixon. First of all, he argued that because of the publicity surrounding Watergate, Nixon could not get a fair trial. Second of all, he got tired of reporters asking him, are you going to pardon Nixon? Are you going to make him stand trial? And Ford got tired of reporters asking him these questions. He felt like questions like those were diverting Americans' attention from what Ford felt were more important issues, like the economy or foreign policy. So by pardoning Nixon, Ford hoped to get the Nixon issue off his back and to get Americans to focus on what he thought were his more important concerns. And finally, Ford heard that Nixon was in ill health and might not live much longer. So why put Nixon to the tribulations of a trial he might not even survive? Well, when Ford announced that pardon, the anger was palpable. Americans and members of both parties were furious with him. In fact, there was talk of a conspiracy. Many in the country saying, here's what happened. President Nixon went to Vice President Ford and said, look, I'll resign and let you become president of the United States if in return you grant me a pardon. Now, there's no evidence of such an agreement, no evidence of such a conspiracy, but perceptions mattered. Ford's approval rating, which had been 71% before the pardon, plummeted to 32%.